Hi, sir. You're audible, Kunal.
Okay. Voice is clear, right? Not a lower.
Yeah, it's clear only.
Okay.
I have some few clarification. Actually, I have a 20 years experience in IT. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how this will be useful for me to get the new job, this training?
So are you already working, Ramakrishna, or you are
I am
not working
working.
present?
I am working, yes.
You said you are working on Pega, right?
Yeah, Pega. Yeah. So I'm leading Pega applications.
Okay. Are you working in any corporate company
Yeah.
or as a freelancer or how you're working?
I'm working in a corporate company, telecom company.
Okay. So you are a full-time employee there, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So this course is basically, a fundamental course for a data science journey. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So whoever wants to get a job in data science, okay, in any of the respective roles that we discussed, okay, this course is a fundamental course. So assume that this is like, a basic schooling syllabus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this content is very, very important for fundamentals. Okay. So once
Mm-hmm.
you complete this course, you will get a complete idea about what is machine learning. Okay. What is deep learning and what is generative AI and how we are using data science to perform all kind of tasks that are related to artificial intelligence using all these different modules. Okay, so this
Okay.
course will give you a foundation
Mm-hmm.
to start your journey towards data science. So that should be your first step. For anybody, this should be the first step. Okay, learning these fundamentals. Okay,
Okay.
once you complete this course, right, what you have to do as part of the course, we will work on a couple of projects respect to the
Mm-hmm.
concept that we are learning. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
particularly if you talk about the real time scenarios, so we will be learning or doing projects on machine learning. We will be doing projects on deep learning. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
as part of the course we will perform a few projects, right? So after
Mm-hmm.
the course what you have to do is you have to explore more towards these areas.
Okay.
So what it means is you have to work on a couple of more projects. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to gather the information, the real-time projects that are happening in the industries, and you have
Mm-hmm.
to work on a couple of more projects in that particular domain. Okay. For example, say you have worked on a banking project, okay, while our course, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to work on a couple of banking domain projects, okay, using machine learning. You have to work on a couple of IT related projects, okay, on machine learning. Like that, you have to work extra in couple of projects. The max, if you are taking 5 projects each in each domain, okay, obviously all the conceptual wise, the details will be same. Okay, what you do in each project. Okay, that way you will practice more, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you will map it to real time.
Okay.
So while going for a job interview, okay, how you will create your profile is because you are already working, you can connect. Okay, you can say that from last 2 to 3 years, okay, I was moved to data science projects, okay, and this is this project I did, which you already practiced in certain domain. You said your company is a telecom domain, right? Try to get 4 or 5 projects, a real time projects related to telecom. Okay, I'll provide that information, no worries. Okay, except the data, as I told earlier, except the
Mm-hmm.
data, task wise it will be same. Okay,
Okay.
whatever you
Mm-hmm.
do for one project, task wise that it will be same. Okay, only thing is you might be using your own laptop to perform that project, or the data will be not realistic. That's it. These will be the only two differences.
Okay.
Otherwise a real time project will be same like what you are doing. So what you
Mm-hmm.
will do is you will understand step by step. For example, if you talk about RAG, okay, RAG is a concept, okay,
Mm-hmm.
wherein we will use certain concepts called, word to work. We'll try to analyze the contents of a file. We'll purify it. Then we'll, train the machine. Then we will get a particular output. These steps will be same everywhere. Okay, we are performing the same thing. Only difference is we are using GPUs on cloud. We are using real-time data. This will be the only difference for you. Okay. So once you know do hands-on on additional projects, okay,
Mhm.
then you can put you should not put more than 2 to 3 years of experience. Okay. Again, it depends
Mm,
how you are practicing and how much time you are giving towards data science and all these other concepts. If you are
okay.
confident, you can put more. Okay.
Mm,
If you think that okay, let me start. Let me see. Let me test myself. Then you can start with minimum 3 to 4 years of experience, so that you can justify what projects you have done. If you keep more, right, people will ask more. That is a
yeah.
problem. And with 20 plus years of experience, right, that is also another challenge. We
Mm,
cannot say actually in the industry. Okay. So they will expect more. Expectations will be more,
right, right. Yeah.
right? So first step is this is foundational fundamental course for everybody who wants to start
Mm,
journey towards data science. Okay.
okay.
You will understand in and out of what actually is happening in field of AI, what all how we are all learning with machine learning, deep learning, and other things, how we are
Mm,
implementing data science towards all those things. This will give complete idea after this course. Okay. Then you build projects depending on that. That way should be helpful. So what you will do is you will create your own profile. You will showcase that you have done these projects in your company real time. Okay, that I'll help you how you should implement those things and how you should write technically. That's it. Okay. But only thing is, yeah, you have to grasp much while doing the projects. You have to understand in depth what is happening.
okay.
Okay,
Got it.
but otherwise everything is repetitive. Okay, to be honest, Ramakrishna. Okay, if you are doing one project, same thing will be repeated in another project, conceptual wise. Only thing is what data set you are using, what could be the little bit of criticalities on the data. We understood, right? Structured data, unstructured data. Okay.
Right.
So in
Mm,
terms of those things only, there will be differences. Sometimes you'll get a lot of junk kind of data. Okay. So in real time, they will ask, how will you pull the information from this junk data? Okay. Those things you have to focus more. Otherwise, implementation wise, most of the things will be same. The steps will be repeated. Okay. That is how you should follow. And by the time you start your interviews and all, you should also see what are the latest things happening in the industry, in which
mm,
areas they are asking more. Because as far as I know, still agentic AI is not yet live anywhere. Okay, they are just all doing POCs. By the time you start your journey for interview, okay,
mm,
see that if they are focusing more on agents or agentic AI. Okay.
okay.
So this will become secondary for you. Machine learning project, this will become secondary for you. What you will
Mm,
align yourself is with respect to agentic AI.
okay.
Okay, where we will cover fundamentals in our course. So using those fundamentals, you have to build your projects with respect to agents.
Okay.
Got it, right? So this
Yeah.
is how you should follow. Only good thing is you are already existing in certain company, so transition should be easy for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Got it. Yeah.
you can justify. Okay, whatever projects you are doing, you can justify that yeah you have done internally in your company.
Okay.
That is a advantage for you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
And we will get a lot of real time project details. Okay, no worries at all. Okay, only thing is you should find a proper data set for that, and you should see how you can best implement your algorithms on that data set. That's it.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
sir.
Good morning. Good morning all. Good morning, Lakshmi, Anudeep,
Good morning, sir.
Raghu,
Good
Abhiraj.
morning, sir.
Good morning. Nice to see all of you. Okay. Are we good to start? Let me share my screen. Mm, Sharing. Okay. Right. I'll remove this. Yeah, can I confirm? Is my screen visible? I'm sharing.
Yes, sir.
Good. So yesterday we have discussed, right, internally how Python works. Python is an interpreter language. Just to recap, Python is an interpreter language. We have also seen how internally the Python works. What exactly happens, when we execute a Python code, how the compiler will convert the code into the bytecode, and how the bytecode is being used by the Python virtual machine. Internally, it will access all the built-in libraries and modules which are required and helpful to provide the output at runtime. Okay, so that was the basic thing that we have learned. We also discussed about basic units of data units like bits, bytes. We also discussed about what is a nibble. We also spoke something about the advanced concept that are coming called quantum computing. Okay, we spoke about what are qubits and how exactly they will behave. Okay, right. So today we will start our actual programming. Okay, we will write our first Python program. Uh, then we will see one by one. What is a variable, what is the identifier, what are keywords that we are using in Python. So all these things we'll see one by one. Okay, right. Okay, hope my screen is visible. I'm sharing. Okay. My title today of my document is Python first program. So let's start. First thing is, yeah, how many ways we can write a Python program? So we can write Python programs using different tools. So what are those tools? We can start with the basic notepad. Okay, that's what we were seeing right from the beginning. Okay, which will help us initially for the beginners, especially to understand the syntax very clearly and to learn the syntax. Okay, because if we are using any IDEs, the IDE will automatically advise you if there is any syntactical mistakes. So where you will miss more of the things in observation and in learning about syntax. So we particularly will start in Notepad. Okay. Then other tools we can use is Notepad++. IDE is like Jupyter, of course, then PyCharm, then Anaconda, then Visual Studio Code. Okay. All these IDEs we will start once we are confident that we understood the grammar or the syntax of Python. We are well versed in syntax of Python. We can type the code without any hesitation. Okay, then we will go for these advanced IDEs. Okay, but maximum, almost more than, I should say, more than 50 or 60% of Python will practice in Notepad only. That will help you to write the code character by character, and that will help you to memorize the syntax. Okay, what is the syntax? What rules we have to follow with respect to all the concepts. Okay, so these are the different tools that we'll be using in our program. Okay, so we'll hands on each and everything. Okay, so that you should be familiar. I will be maximum using Jupyter when we are dealing with uh, machine learning or deep learning kind of concepts. Okay, that will be much more easier and faster. Okay, but otherwise, yeah, PyCharm again we can also use Visual Studio Code. Both are almost same. Okay, the look and feel will be same, the functionality will also be same. Then Python program steps of execution that we have seen yesterday. But yeah, let us start writing a code. So what will be the steps of execution of a Python? First, we'll write a source code. We'll create our code using a notepad. We will save it using .py extension. Okay. Then we will execute or run the program to see the output. Okay. The content which I am covering today, again, it looks very simple, but for freshers, definitely you can expect questions from this particular content. The questions could be theoretical with multiple choice if you are, writing a written exam, or the questions could be related to finding the syntactical errors in the Python code. Okay. Yesterday I have told you, right? Nowadays, humans are not taking any interviews, at least the first round. Okay. You are sitting in front of a system which is considered as an agent. That agent on the screen will provide you a Python code. Okay. Then it will ask, what are the issues with this Python code syntactically? Okay. So all that syntax is covered today in this particular topics. Okay, so just focus. Whatever we are covering, those are all very important. Those looks very simple, but still we have to focus. Okay, right. So we will create a code. We'll write a code. We'll save it using .py. Okay, or we can also save it with .python completely. But shortcut we'll use py for Python. Then we'll execute the code. Okay, we will see how to do that. So let us start writing our first code. So what I'll do, let me go to your folder. So what you do, create a folder separately when you are practicing. Okay. Create your folder structure. Have a separate folder for coding. Okay. This prompt is become very long, right? Let's do one. Okay. So I just shortened my prompt so that it is visible and clear for you people. So what you can do is, when I say dir, you keep your separate folder. Create a separate folder under your home directory or whatever, and create all your code in that particular folder called coding. Okay. Here I'm taking, for example, as coding. So what we'll do, we'll create all our files here, our sample files. Okay. I'll just open a notepad. So very first example, what I do is we'll start with our traditional way. Okay. I'll say hello Python. Hope my screen is visible. Okay. So this is our code. Okay. This is our very first line of code we have written. Okay. In using notepad. So what we have to do is we have to save this file. Okay. After writing the code, we have to save this file. Get into the same folder. Okay. Where you want to save your all the code or sample code while practicing. Then here, just come down and provide some name here. What I'll say, I'll just say demo. Okay. I have some demo already there. I'll say demo1.py. Right. So first step is done. Source code creation. We saved the file with the .py. Then let us execute. We all know how to execute. Go to the command prompt. We'll simply say py. Okay. Then followed by our file name. Our file name is demo1. Okay. Just hit enter. Good. We got our first output. Hello Python. Okay. Yesterday we have discussed actually what is happening when we are executing this file internally. What is happening? Okay. Using the internals of Python. Okay, we understood what is Python language, what is interpreter, what is bytecode and all. Okay, that story is done. Now let us come to the front end. Okay, so what is happening here? So let's understand this simple code. Print, we all know what is print. Print is a function. Okay, print is a function, and within this double quotes, this is considered as a string. And because we are instructing Python to print this particular statement, the same output, we are getting it as hello Python. Clear? So this is our first simple code that we have written. Let us proceed further. Okay. This is our main topic of discussion today. Okay. What are variables? What is a variable? Let's have interactive session. It's not it should not be one way. You people might feel bored again. Okay. So I'm just sharing what is a variable. A variable is a reserved memory location. A variable is a reserved memory location used to store a value. Like any other language, here also we are using variables to store some kind of data, some kind of value in it. Internally, what is a variable? A variable is a memory, reserved memory location. Okay. It acts as a label or a name that refers to that value. So whatever value we are storing there, it will act as its a label or a name. Okay. So basically what a variable has, a variable always will have a type and a value. So what exactly it means? So let us take an example. Okay. So here I am saying, for example, age. So this age is called as a variable. This age is called as a variable. How we are assigning value to a variable using this assignment operator. Okay. And what is the value of this age? 25 integer is a value of that age. So we all know what is happening when as soon as we use the assignment operator, the right side value, whatever we are giving internally will be stored in the left side literal or the label or the name of the variable. There is no need to explicitly define the data type here. The reason yesterday we have discussed, Python is intelligent enough. It is having a run type data type, okay, using the internal modules. So it will consider, even if you're not giving int, looking at this statement, it will consider age equal to 25 is a integer value. Okay, it's kind of integer type. Okay, now we assign the value age equal to 25. So let us print it. Let us see. So how to print it? Very simple. I'll just give whatever variable name we have. Okay, our variable name is age. Label name is age. So simply give this print age. Let us see what happens. Okay, now I'm going here again. I'm executing. What we got? We got 25. How we got 25? 25 obviously stored in variable called age. We are printing the age. Okay. What are the other examples? So no need to provide any int kind of data type. By default, it will consider this particular statement as integer. Now I'll say age equal to 25. Shall we see what is happening? Let me comment this. Okay. Even we got here 25. What it means? Okay. So if you are not giving within double quotes, though you are seeing here 25, but this 25 is a string. Internally, it will be considered as string. Here without double quotes, we have given 25. It is considered as integer. How to find that? There is a function internally, okay, using which we can see. Let me put it here, okay. Guys, observe this one. This is very, very important. Understand this one. What we got here? We got class as string. Okay, so what we did here in this particular line, we have given the value in double quotes. We never mentioned here something called str or string, but automatically compiler understood this is a string format because internally it will invoke the required modules to process this statement and those functions or module look at these double quotes, and whatever is there in double quotes, like this, for example, we have given, right, hello Python. So whatever is there in these double quotes will be considered as a string. So what it is doing, age equal to, we are giving in double quotes, but this is not a numeric value anymore. It is considered as a string only. And the proof is we are just trying to type what is the type of that particular variable. So here we are saying, right, class str. Str means this is a string. Same thing can we check here now? I'll just, okay. So what is this hash? Hash is nothing but it is used for commenting out. Okay, if you want to comment something, use hash. It will comment that line. Okay, used to comment. So if I give hash here, this will not be executed. Okay, I'll just remove this one. Let me save this and then I'll execute. Did you see the difference? Here in double quotes, when we are giving, we are getting str as a data type. Okay, assume for now class as a data type. Okay, here we are getting int. So that is the beauty of Python. We no need to explicitly define what is type of this particular variable. Internally, automatically Python will take care. Okay, it's making our work easy without thinking much about declaring a variable types. Sometimes we will miss, right? Sometimes we will miss or even mismatch. Sometimes I want to store integer, but by mistake I will say string. So all those headaches are relieved now. Okay, we'll just use whatever we want and we will proceed. It's internally Python's headache. It will consider looking on the statement what type of data it is. Okay, if it is just a normal value, it is integer. If it is in double quotes, it is a string. Okay, how we are confirming? This is what is our confirmation. This is a function using which we are typing the exact type of variable. Okay, whatever variable name is age. Clear? Let me pause here. Any questions? Any questions, please, on the demo that we
Yes,
have seen?
sir. Sir, if we want to print the both ages, means the numeric one and the string, so we need to write two print statements, right?
Obviously. Obviously, we have to write
Yes.
two print statements. Okay. But,
So can you just write it down?
okay. So you want both, right?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
So observe what is happening here. I'll say type age. Okay. I'm saving it. Right. Now let me execute. What is happening? Both we are getting string. The reason
Yes,
is
sir.
very simple. Okay. Here we have assigned integer and here we have assigned string. It will hold the latest assignment only. Okay. So this integer value is getting overwritten by string type of value. So that is the reason we are getting both as strings. There will be no more integer. Okay. That is how
Okay, fine, sir.
yeah.
So
So
if
if
we
you want,
write only print statement to print the age, just
it will
print
give
of
the
age.
same value. Okay.
Yeah, then only.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
You want me to write like this, right? Let me remove this. You want just age value. Okay. Age value will be same because it is just matter of looking at the data, right? So both you will get 25, 25. Okay. For here, because it's overwritten, right? So both are integers only now. Whatever you are printing here, both will be
Yes,
integers
sir.
only.
Okay, fine. So we
Okay.
just wrote down two times for the print statement, right? So that's why we're getting
Correct.
225.
Correct.
Okay, fine. So the latest one will be updated by the previous one.
Obviously. Yeah. It will be
Okay, thank you, sir.
overwritten. Okay.
Okay. So if the variable name is different, then it doesn't override, right?
Perfect. If I say age
Yes.
1,
So
age 2,
yeah, yeah.
I'll say age 1, age 2, age 1, age 2. Now, whatever you are expecting will be come. Okay. But again,
Okay, sir.
the second one
Yeah, yeah.
is an integer. Okay.
But okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. So that is what is a variable. Okay. Variable, why we are using? We are using to store the values. Values, definitely every variable will be having a type, okay, which we no need to mention. Python automatically will take care depending on the statement that we are giving, and a value. Okay. Then purpose of variable, yes, to act as a storage container. Okay. We want to use certain values in our code, in our programming for our tasks. We have to store it somewhere. Okay. Otherwise, as soon as we use the value, it will be lost. You cannot carry forward that particular value further in your code. Okay. So as simple as that. And variable consists of numbers, alphanumeric values, symbols. All this we'll see in a demo. Okay. So those can be part of the value of variables. Then the little bit of what is exactly is variable. Technically, fundamental purpose to reserve space in computer's memory. This we all know. If you would have worked in more practicals about the data structures. Okay, the whole data structures we will play with variables and memories. Okay, so basically we will deal all everything about variables is computer's memory. Okay, which will hold different kind of values, numbers, text. Okay, for example, I can also say here first name. Okay, this is numeric type. This is string type. You can also give a float kind of value. Okay, anything. Sub, suppose PNR rate 3.25, float kind of value. Okay, so all these are different variable names with the different values. Okay, that's what it is mentioning here. So it could be numbers, text, a list, etc. Right? Then obviously why we are using variables? We are using for reusability. Suppose I am expressing age 1 here, or I'm expressing my variable first name as Kunal. I want to refer it somewhere later in my code to perform certain task. So to use it again and again in my code continuously further, I'm just storing values in the variables. Okay. So that is for reusability and reference. Then what is next? Dynamism and modification. Variables we can change anytime, right? Just now we have seen. We have modified this agent one, age equal to 25 from type int to type string. So like this, we can modify any variables depending on our requirement dynamically. Okay. We can do a certain type of processing. We'll see all this, using a demo. This is just, kind of a few notes. Then making code readable, obviously. Okay. This is actually the important point. Okay. Where we have to, take care while naming the variable. So whenever you are defining a variable, okay, it should be in a proper readable form. For example, I have given here variable name as first underscore name, because I have to define certain name here. I want to store some name value. I am giving a meaningful variable name called first name. Okay, it can also be like this: a equal to something. Okay, I can write a equal to Kunal, but it is not that much meaningful, right? So we have to take care of this particular thing. This is important. Okay, whenever you are writing a code, make sure you keep the variable names very meaningful, depending on what you are saving the value or for what purpose you are using. Okay. So that is what is making code readable. Then properties of variables, we have seen every variable will have a name. What is the name? Age one, first name, PNR rate, these are all names of the variables. Then type is almost obviously inbuilt. We are not mentioning here, but by printing the type we have seen. Okay, this is integer, this is string, this is float. Then a value. Okay, this value can be anything. It could be null as well. Okay, no problem. But you cannot just mention like this. Okay, you cannot say num equal to and leave blank. Okay, this is not accepted. Keep something. Keep something. Okay, right. Yeah, these are important. Okay, the naming convention to a variable is very, very important. The better you write the naming conventions, the easily you can read your code. Okay, a best programmer, a best code writer will be how best he can implement the variable names or class names or function names in his code. Okay, so when you are going through any code, it should be very user friendly and able to read and understand. Okay, so that is what here we are mentioning. Name should start with a lowercase. These are all conditions of now variable. Okay, how we are defining, how we have to name the variables. Name should start with lowercase. This is a condition. Okay, always name should start with lowercase. If you observe here, all lowercase, N, A, F, B, all are lowercase. Okay. If variable name consists of multiple words, then separate each word with underscore symbol is a good practice. Here we are referring it as good practice. Okay. So I already gave an example. First name. These are two different words, right? So best practice is we will just differentiate the two words with an underscore. First name. Okay. Then we can say new rates equal to 0.25. Got it? When your variable consists of two names or two words, one is new, another one is rates, don't mix up. The best practice is we have to differentiate them between a underscore. Okay, so these are the standards that we have to maintain while writing the code. Then this we have seen. Python supports dynamic data declaration. We have seen, right? We are not mentioning anything in specific here. We are not mentioning int. We are not mentioning str. We are not mentioning float. By default, internally, it will take the data type depending on the statement. Can someone tell me how it will consider? For example, first name is Kunal. Can someone think and just take 30 seconds? How exactly it is designing? First underscore name equal to Kunal is a string. Can you think? I'm saying that internally it will take care. How? Any answers, guys? I'm saying a very generic word. Internally, it will take care depending on this statement. But just think what is happening. We discussed this. Okay.
Compiler only.
Very good. Very good. Abhiraj, you got the very right point. First and foremost is the quotation marks. Okay. So internally, whenever the compiler checks that there are double quotes, immediately the function written to process this request within double quotes is considered as a string. As simple as that. Okay. So whenever we are putting a double quote, by default, it will be considered as a string. As simple as that. Good. Next. So while creating a variable, we need to provide the data type. We no need to provide data type explicitly. Yeah. So these are again few examples. Marks equal to 100, underscore, username, days in a year. Okay. These are all again sample variables. For example, I just kept it in the document. You can just take a look. Okay. Then creating multiple variables in single line is also possible. This is very simple thing. Okay. Only condition is how many values you have right side. Those many variable names you have to keep in the left side. So this assignment is also possible. Shall we see this? Let me do. What I'll do, I'll put it here. I'll save it as a demo, which we have already. Yes. So this assignment is also possible. We got, yeah. So how to execute py demo.py. You see, all these got are all these values got assigned, and we are able to print those values. Simple. Okay. Next, this assignment is also possible in Python. Okay, x equal to y equal to z equal to 3. In a single shot, we can assign all three variables with the same values, and we can print it. Okay, these are just showing the possibilities while we compare with other languages. Okay, so these are the possibilities of Python we can assign. So clear? Yeah, these are the important points with respect to variables. What is a variable? What is the purpose? We all know. What are the things that we need to take care of while naming the variables? How values can be stored? No need to provide any data type information while declaring a variable, because internally Python will take care. Okay, and these are a couple of examples. Now comes the next important point, identifiers. Okay, this is another very, very important thing in Python, the identifiers. Okay, so let us see. Any questions here? All good? 20 seconds. Any questions here? Please let me know if you have any questions. So what we'll do is tomorrow we will, it's not like variables are done. Okay, I'm just giving you today a definition. What is variable? How it looks like? What happens by default when you are starting with a variable? Tomorrow again we will revisit with lot of examples combining different kind of variables, different kind of print statements, and we will see in detail. Okay, don't think that variable is done. Okay, I am just referring theory only. Okay, whatever basic theory needs, we'll first go through that. Then definitely there will be in detail demos for each and every concept. So we have a lot of demos related to variables. We have a lot of demos coming with respect to identifiers. What we are understanding today now is just what is what. Okay, we have to start with definition. Definitely, we should understand the basics. If we know, we'll just revisit, try to kind of do kind of a revision. Okay, so that's what we are doing. Again, tomorrow we will come up with a lot of examples with respect to variables and whatever following up now with respect to identifiers. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now let's start identifiers. Identifiers in Python are names used to identify a variable. This we have covered. Okay. Apart from variables, these identifiers will help us to name functions, classes, module, and all other objects within a program. So what it means actually? Okay. So apart from variables, we have seen here. Okay, in our demo, we have seen apart from variables, what all we have? We have something called function. Print is a function. This is a variable. Then in future, we'll also write classes. We'll also write methods or functions. Okay. So what different things we need to take care while writing these identifiers? Okay. These identifiers are the names. Like variables have the names, right? Names, type, and value. Identifiers are also names. Okay, but they are referring to what? Not only variables, whatever variable names we have seen, they are also called as identifiers. Along with that, the names of the functions, the name of the class, name of the module, okay, everything is considered as an identifier. They are fundamental way of naming the things so that they can referenced and manipulated. So whenever we are writing a function, for example, we are referring to the name of this function, right? So that function name is called as identifier. So again, we have certain rules to provide the naming convention of to that particular function. Okay, that is where these identifiers are referring. We will see further, okay, with an example. So just now go through this as is. Identifier is a kind of label or a name tag. Same thing. Okay, identifier is kind of a label or a name tag for specific piece of data or block of code. It's just again, providing a name to a particular thing. Okay, earlier we have seen like for variables. This is also an identifier. Okay, this age, first name, last name, these are also called as identifiers. But here these are particularly referring to variables. Similarly, we'll give names to, here are the things. Okay, for all these, right, we will give names in our programming. So where these identifiers are referring, for package name. There are a lot of packages, right? Inbuilt packages that we'll import in Python. So these identifiers also refers to the package name. The identifiers will also refer to the module name. Module is nothing but a function. Okay. The identifiers will also refer to the variable name. Just now we have seen this. Then function, then class, then method. Okay. So whatever names we are giving, they are all considered as identifier. They are nothing but the labels or the name tags. Okay, we will see following. Then what are the rules of identifiers in Python? So what we have to do? So these conventions make your code more readable, that we already understood, and consistent with the broader Python community. Okay, so these are certain instructions that we have to follow for all the identifiers. Okay, for giving the name tags. Okay. All the identifiers must follow a strict set of rules in Python to be considered as below. Strict set of rules. Okay. So what are the rules? Let us see how we can give naming convention to identifiers. What are the allowed characters here? The first allowed characters are identifiers that can be a combination of letters. Okay. So this is the first condition. It is allowing both combination of lowercase or uppercase, the digits, and a underscore. So these characters are only allowed in the naming convention of any identifier. Okay. For example, we have taken this. Okay. First name. What you are using? Underscore. This is acceptable. What next? Combination of A and Z. I can say my first name. This is also okay. Okay, what we are doing here, we are combining underscore, because these are two words. Okay, my first name are two words. So I'm separating it with the underscore. I'm giving my first word as small f. Then within that first word, the second character is capital N. Okay, so this is also possible, and this is how we have to follow the convention whenever we are naming the variables, so that it is easily readable and understandable. This is easy to read, right? My first name. I can also write fn equal to this, but is it making any sense? No, right? We have to avoid these things. We don't know what is fn. Okay, maybe as a programmer which you have written, you can understand, but this is not a good practice. So the good practice is this. And how we have to give the naming convention? We can use certain characters like underscore, small letters, capital letters. We can mix. So that is what it is showing here. Even you can also provide digits in the variable names. Okay, you can also say we already used, right? I'll say 1. Okay, so this is also possible. Then what is the next one? It cannot start with a digit. Obviously, variable names cannot start with a digit. What happens? We'll see. I'll say okay, let me take rate equal to 10. Okay, I'm just printing rate. Let me also print what is type just for verification. Okay, so I'm printing. I'm also interested to know what is the type of the variable rate. So we are in demo, right? So let me go ahead and execute demo. Let me do it on the top. All guys with me? I'm just trying to see what is my variable name, what is the value, and what is the type. Okay. Now, variable names cannot start with numbers. Suppose if I say 1 here, I'm executing my code again. What error we got? Syntax error. Syntax error. Guys, at this point, I would like to bring one important note here. These errors are very, very important to understand and learn. Okay. How important we are using variables, how important we are implementing the variable names, everything. The errors also very, very important. We should understand looking at these errors. Okay. So when you get syntax error, from now itself, you just keep a strict observation so that you can learn quickly. Okay. There are a lot of different errors that we'll encounter. Okay. You just try to see and understand and read what kind of error relates to what. Okay. When we are doing certain mistakes syntactically, we will see syntax error. Okay. Like this, you have to also focus on what kind of errors, what kind of different errors we are getting. It is better you note it down. Okay. Because this is also one of the important point. Maybe you will get in an interview. They will give an error. Okay. They will give an error. They will ask you when you will get this particular error. Okay. This is also one of the important point because most of the times when we execute huge data sets, right, on a machine learning algorithm, we might encounter, into the errors. And at that particular time, we should be able to understand looking at the error. Okay, then we can easily go ahead and debug it. Okay, all are with me. So just focus from now itself, from the beginning. Whenever you are getting an error, spend a minute or two. Okay, these are very important area where you have to focus. Okay, writing a code anybody can do. You can put it in chat GPT, it will give you a beautiful code. Okay, but debugging a code will be a very, very important task. Okay, you have to understand if you are getting a code error, what could be that error? You have to resolve by its your own. Okay, initially at least. Don't look into chat GPT or any other helpful links and resolve the issue. You will not learn. Okay, so from now onwards, as you are a beginner, try to focus on the error that you are getting. Try to understand what that error is saying. Go and exactly look into that area where you have made the mistake. Then correct it. That is how you should learn. That is how you should remember. Then also you note all the errors. Okay. By the time we finish the course, you will be getting a hell lot of different kind of errors. That is very, very important you to understand. Okay. Probably more than 20-25 types of errors we will get while debugging the code, while executing certain projects. Okay. So this is also important point. I'll put it in our document. Okay. This is very, very important. This is very, very important. Okay. This is how you should learn actually. Where I will keep, where should I keep this? Okay. I'll put it here. Okay. important. You should always focus on, guys, these are very, very important. Okay. Should always focus on errors that you get while executing your code. Okay. Spend time, note the error, look at the place where it's where the error is referring to, then correct it and then re-execute the code to confirm your code is fine. I'm repeating again. This is very, very, very important thing. Okay. Please focus on this from the beginning only. Okay. Whenever you are getting an error, don't be in hurry just to resolve that error. Okay. Try to understand what is that error. Try to look into the place where the error is. Okay. For example, here it will show a small arrow mark. If you are observing my screen, under this one character, right, we got a small arrow mark. Okay. That shows that what it is saying here, error is syntax error, invalid decimal literal. Okay. So we are storing the decimal value. The compiler is considering 10 as a decimal value. What is saying? Invalid decimal literal. So the literal name, literal means what? The keyword. The name that is given to store a decimal value is invalid. The meaning of this is this. Okay. So this, you should be able to read the error like this. Okay. As you practice, just make sure you should be capable of reading the error like this. Invalid decimal literal. That means the keyword which you are trying to store the value is invalid. Why invalid? Because we have given one in front of the numeric value in front of the variable name, which is not accepted by compiler. Okay. This is not accepted. So that is what we are discussing here about the conditions of how we can provide the variable names or the identifier names. Okay. Starting with numeric is not valid, but yes, anything after the variable is valid. Okay. We can say, we already seen this. Okay. I said age 1. This is valid, but one age is not valid. Hope you are getting. Okay. Next. Case sensitive. Yeah, this is again very, very important. Case sensitive. Generally, we will forget the variable names that they are case sensitive. Okay. While implementing in the code, right, we will be in a hurry to write the code. Okay. For example, I said here rate. I also say rate. Okay. And I'll just type here. I'll remove this. Okay. I just mentioned here capital R as a rate. Okay. And I'm trying to print the rate as per our earlier code. So let us see what is happening. Okay. You see here? First, what you have to observe? First, you have to definitely look into what kind of error it is. Guys, do you see the difference? In the very next code only, we got a second kind of error. This is syntax error. This is name error. See, it is very, very important. You should be able to differentiate between different kind of errors. Now this time it is saying name error. What is name error? Let us see. Name rate is not defined. Did you mean rate? See how intelligent Python compiler is. Okay. How intelligent Python is. It is also advising you. Okay, boss, are you sleeping? Why you have mentioned small r when there is a capital R in the code? So it is also advising you if you want a capital R. Correct? So where is the error? Again, using the arrow marks, it is showing exactly where is the error. The error is in the print statement. The error is in the print statement. What kind of error? It is a name error. Why, where the name error is? Why it is saying the name rate? If you observe there, the rate is mentioned in single quote. Single quote is again nothing but a string. Okay. The single quote is also referring as a string. What will be there in the print statement? It is a string. Okay, so by default, it is considering it as a string and it is checking this is not defined. The string is not defined. Either you put it properly in double quotes or do you mean something else? Okay, that is how it is understanding your print statement with rate. You got it? So capital R is different than small r. So variable names are case sensitive. We cannot write capital R here and we cannot expect Python to give output with small r in rate. Okay. Same thing if I repeat here, if I change capital R, will it accept? Let us see. Accept? It accepted. Okay, it gave 10, but it is giving error now on the next step. See, this is different and this is different. Please observe. This is clear now. Okay, but here in the type, we have not changed the rate. We are still using small r. But again, what kind of error it is? It is a name error. It is a name error. So by the time you finish the course, looking at the error itself, you should understand name error means there is something wrong we have given in the name of the variable. Okay. So let's go and change here. I'll also give this as capital R. Will it work now? Yes. Got it, guys? So this is very, very important. It looks very simple, but while you write code or while you debug or you read any code which is written by others, all these things you should consider. Okay. So little bit of example here. Same my variable with the capital V is different than all small letters, is different than capital M, capital. That is the example I have provided. Okay. Then we also have something called reserved words. This we will talk in detail because these are again an important area which we have to discuss with respect to Python. Python has certain reserved keywords. Probably they are more than 35, which we have to consider and we have to take a look each and every keyword. Okay, what are those and what are the importance of those keywords? Okay, this will take when we particularly discuss about all this if else conditions and all. We'll take separately what are the reserved keywords of Python. We'll explain that. Then very, very important thing, the last one is no special characters or spaces are allowed. Okay, all these characters are not allowed in any of your variable names. What are allowed? Only underscore and digits with combination of alphabets, alphanumeric alphabets. Only three things are allowed. Okay, for a naming convention, only three things are allowed. Apart from that, all these special characters are not allowed. You cannot keep, for example, say rate plus. Okay, it will give error. See, name error. Name error again because this is not accepted. The special characters with the variable names are not accepted. So this is again I have given separately this information. So take a look on this. What all characters are not allowed. Okay. So this is very important. We understood. Okay. Focus on what errors you are getting. Don't be in a hurry to resolve the errors. Instead, you try to understand what kind of errors you are getting. And this is a basic table. What all we discussed. Okay. The package name, it should be lowercase. Example is this. Module name, it should be lowercase. Example is this. Okay, this is a file of name of the file. Then variable name, we call it as snake case, it's nothing but if you have two different words, it is separated by a underscore. Okay. Then function name should also be a kind of this convention name is called a snake case because we are separating two words using an underscore. Okay. Similarly, class name, obviously we will see in detail when we learn about object oriented concepts. So class name should be capital word, should start with a capital word. Okay. Or camel case, for example, like this. If this is a class name, just understand, then the name should start with a capital B and capital A for bank account. So these are the naming conventions that we have to follow while coding Python. Okay. Same thing, method, snake case again. Okay. Then constants. Constants should be all uppercase. Okay. What are constants? Constants are nothing but the values whose value will not be changed. Okay. During coding. Those are constants. So the constant should be in upper letters. So these are all the naming conventions that we need to follow while coding in Python. Right? Then, yeah, these things we will start tomorrow because this needs couple of time to explain very clearly in depth with examples. So I think we are good today, and I hope we got a basic information about what is a variable, what are the different naming conventions, what are identifiers. Okay, with few sample examples. Okay, we will revisit everything again with lot of practical demos when we finish this theory part. Okay, once we complete all this theory part, what are the literals, what are the identifiers, what are different types of identifiers are there. Once we complete all these things, we'll again redo practice, we'll redo coding, we'll come up with lot of different examples on all this theory that we are covering. Okay, we'll first finish all this, all the conditions that we should understand while giving the naming to the variables or classes. Then we'll come back again with lot of examples. Okay, these are all things we have to finish it before coming to the different kind of examples. Again, we'll revisit everything here. Okay, comment, I think you understood. Commenting, we can use hash. Okay, hash is used to comment a single line, or you can also comment multiple lines using these three double quotes. Okay, if I want to comment all these lines, I don't want to execute all these lines in the code, I'll just begin and end these lines with a double quotes. So that means all these lines are commented. So the code will not execute these lines while executing. Okay, so those are what are comments. Okay, so rest of the things, they are very important. Okay, we'll start freshly tomorrow and we will proceed with the further discussion. Okay, the next discussion will be, we have understood, right, how we have to give the package name, module name, that we all see in detail, like what exactly is a package, what is a module, how we can do everything. Okay, we'll see all these things again tomorrow with an example. Any questions here? Any questions? Hope everybody got enrolled. Okay, if not, kindly please enroll, and let's jump into a different URL altogether, a new Zoom meeting as soon as possible so that I can share all the documents to you. Yes, sir. Any questions? Please ask me any question, every question, no issues. Okay. If nobody has any questions, thank you. We will meet again tomorrow, sharp 8 a.m. Okay, and we'll continue.